This is KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from an upcoming Gospel Brunch in Amana at the Ox Yoke Inn. Say hi to Ian Zahren and Deb Kennedy.
Good morning.
Hello. Thanks for being here. Deb, you've been around many times, actress and producer, mainly based in Amana these days, but you just came off a big national tour that you were doing.
I did. I did a national tour of Pump Boys and Dinettes.
Well, welcome home, and hopefully it's been fairly relaxing, although it doesn't sound like it. It sounds like there's been a lot getting ready for this show.
Yeah, we've been a little bit busy these past, well, it's only been a week and a half, so yeah, we've been busy.
And Ian, you're an Amana native who moved away for a while, and now you're back and you're the music director.
Yeah, that's right. So I grew up in Amana, born and raised, moved out to the East Coast, did some work in Europe for a while, moved back to the Midwest maybe 3-4 years ago, was based out of Minneapolis, and then moved here about a year and a half ago for a job. And now I'm a freelance arts education person. I do a lot of composition work. I still work back and forth between Minneapolis, so I commute there about once a month and work out of Minneapolis 1 or 2 weeks a month, and then I'm back here and back and forth. So,
well, Deb, you and Tom and your little group of collaborators have done several shows in the area and a lot of stuff, like dinner theater type productions and things like that at the Ox Yoke. But this is, I think, your first kind of more just a musical review, right?
It is. Bill had suggested possibly trying something different, and I said, well, I actually did a production of Gospel Brunch last summer in Medora, and it was very popular, so popular that it outgrew the venue over the course of the summer. And the fact that it's a musical, it's all matinees, it is something that is completely different. If you Google Gospel Brunch on the internet, it pops up all over the place. There are productions in Vegas, Philadelphia, Chicago, Memphis, Florida, and it is all over the place.
So this is actually a show, a discrete show called Gospel Brunch, not just a gospel brunch where that is just food accompanied by gospel music.
Well, it is. It's pretty much dealer's choice. So whatever company is producing it, they will select what songs are in it.
Oh, okay.
But the reason why it is so popular is it's a complete package of comfort. So you've got comfort food paired with comfort music. Okay. And it just is overwhelmingly popular. It is just, like I said, it's popping up all over the place. It's kind of it's become the Sunday staple for many venues.
So you have been associated with a production like this in the past.
Yes.
And so what did you keep? What did you change in designing this one?
There are some classics, and I also talk about some of the history of gospel music throughout. And some of the history is just so interesting that it's like you just kind of have to keep a lot of that in there. A lot of the classics that everyone knows, but then we've paired it with some modern contemporary songs as well.
So Ian, as a music director, did you also do some arranging?
I did. Yeah.
So in taking kind of old time gospel tunes and then newer music as well, are there any challenges in trying to keep that coherent in some fashion with, this song was written, 200 years ago and this song was written 200 days ago?
We try to keep the time frame. So, we try to do it in sets where all the music matches up and makes some sense. There's a really awesome arrangement of Hallelujah and Amazing Grace that we do a little mashup with. I don't know if I was supposed to. Sorry. Sorry. I just
Spoilers.
I think at some point, I've worked as a composer now for, better part of 8 or 9, 10 years. I mean, that's still pretty young in my career. I'm still in my 20s, but I think at some point you learn how to just roll with it and just how to create. And I think it was really interesting when Deb came to me with this idea. I mean, I had not really ventured as an artist or a composer into the gospel style of music, so I'd never really arranged anything for it. There are some new parts that I've written, for the band, but it's an exciting venture. I always, I'm an arts educator. I'm always telling kids to push their artistic vision and push themselves outside of their boundaries, and I try to live by that same mantra of just, okay, I've never, I don't have a lot of experience in this gospel composition work. But, Deb coming to me and she's like, well, I hear a little bit of this with a little bit of that with a little bit of this. Is that crazy? And I was like,
and I always tell them, I'm like, I
Yes,
don't claim to always have the best idea. So please tell me to shove it at any time, because it's like, this could be a bad idea. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, most of the ideas are awesome, but it is like when trying to communicate it over email versus because for the first 2 months of just since she asked me to contractually come on and help arrange this work, the first 2 months when she was out on a national tour, and then I was doing a new devised work of Midsummer up in the Twin Cities. We were just communicating via email and just communicating on what are you talking about? I just kind of nod and be like, I'll see you in 2 months, and then
I have no context.
Yeah, and so it's been a lot of fun. We've got a really tight trio of singers in there with a really kind of jamming band, and
Well, let's talk about the musicians, starting with the band. Who's in the band?
Yeah, so we've got
Ursula Williams, who is on fiddle and keys. And then we have Jeanette Welch out of Iowa City. She is a symphony musician and also does gigging for various bands. Jeanette Welch is doing bass. And then we have Meg Merkins and Kate Skaggs on percussion. Then our vocalists is Kimberly Malloy, Clark Skaggs, and myself.
Okay, yeah, well, those are names known to, well-known to all of us. You've got really an all-star lineup.
Yeah, I kind of kidded Clark yesterday in rehearsal because we were talking about, various parts and how we were adjusting to them and how we were feeling about the songs and stuff like that. And I was like, and how are you feeling, Clark, in this sea of estrogen? And he was like, well, it's just another day,
Well, let's get to the important part.
All right.
The food.
The food. Oh, my goodness. It is comfort food. It is the brunch that the Ox Yoke is famous for. So you have all kinds of meat, entrees, desserts galore, any kind of comfort food you could possibly imagine. It's in this brunch. It's quite delicious. The Ox Yoke is famous for their brunches. So you'll start your day out upstairs at the brunch, and then the performances are downstairs in the meeting hall room that is just off the beer stube and Bloody Mary bar.
Their Bloody Mary bar. Can we talk about that for a second?
Talk about comfort. So whatever you need, it's all there.
Talking with Ian and Deb about the upcoming Gospel Brunch at the Ox Yoke Inn, opening
April 2nd.
Okay, so
Coming up soon.
And then running just one weekend or a couple of weekends?
It runs through the month of April. It's matinees.
The entire month of April.
And then the first weekend in May.
Oh, okay.
So it is Sundays only, and performances are 10:30 and 1:30. But we will not have performances on Easter Sunday in April.
Okay. So a month-ish.
Yes.
With a little break in the middle.
Yes.
And if people want tickets, how do they get them?
They call the Ox Yoke at 319-622-3441.
All right. Deb and Ian. Sounds like a delicious program.
It is a delicious medley of, yumminess.
And well, thanks for coming in today, and good luck with it.
All right. Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you so much.